Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Uh, we're back. It's been a little bit of
It's
time,
been like 3 weeks.
but yeah, I said new job. It's been rough. It's fun, but it's been rough. So, welcome back to Hunt Lowdown, the Hunt Showdown podcast for fellow 4 stars. I am Baldo as usual. I've got the little numbers on the end, but who cares? And I'm here with the cooler co-host, Drake.
That's not
What's
true.
up?
Hello.
You shut
Howdy.
up and accept the compliment.
I'm really bad about that.
So,
What?
how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
The event's been fun. Serpent Moon.
Yeah.
Word.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. Drake, do you know what our topic is today?
Is it Serpent Moon?
No, it's dual wielding.
I
Yeah,
knew that.
It's Serpent. No, it's Serpent Moon. you
Yeah,
you
I
put
had
up the
a
post.
I had
You
a
put the post
feeling.
in the Discord. You're like, I don't even know what it is. I'm like, we've had a event going on.
I mean,
We're not
I
just gonna.
figured, but I
We're not
didn't
just gonna
have a
ignore it.
confirmation. So, I
Yeah,
you
we
actually
will be
read that? Okay,
talking.
nice.
Yeah, I read occasionally.
Oh, okay,
But
good.
yeah, we'll be talking about Serpent Moon. And I think the first thing is instead of talking through the event, I want this one to be a little bit more casual because the
Okay.
last one we walked through everything.
Okay, yeah.
And this one has even more content. And so I think it'll be more efficient and effective if we talk more about differences and stuff that stayed the same and kind of go off of what we've already covered.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, folk, if you haven't listened to the last podcast over Trader's Moon. Was that the last one?
I believe it was. That's the only one we've done event-wise, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So for the new moon, you have to go back to the old moon, and then you'll be caught up.
Right. So you have an
And it's
idea
all
of the difference of the how we're going to be covering this and the events themselves.
yeah, because I figure if we do this exact same thing every time, and we'll still give an overview, but if we go through every single thing, that'll end up being the podcast, and you've got dev streams for that. You've got a lot of people on YouTube for that.
True. Very true.
We're gonna we're
This
gonna we're
is
gonna
this is meant to be
yeah.
like a like you're hanging out with friends kind of podcast where we're just, shooting the crap
Yeah,
about
I want to get
things, but
I want to
also
get to
trying to
the
be informative.
discussion about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we just talk about the the exact facts and we don't talk about impressions or like how that's changed, we're never gonna get anywhere.
Right.
So
Oh, how would
so
you like to start this?
I'm gonna go with just let's do just impressions. How do you feel about this one? How's this one treating you versus I guess other ones we've done? Other events?
Well, I kind of feel like there's some glaring differences that need to be brought up about it first before even that, because like,
I'm just talking like just give me like a one sentence snippet
oh,
like
like a vibe.
I like it more than last event, but
I see.
I'm afraid of snakes and that sucks, or something like that. Like, just give me
Right.
like a one sentence
I,
snippet and
I
I'll do
I
it.
s- I w- I like this one more than
Mhm.
than previous events. But I think that comes from the fact that it's not the same squish these idols, squish the balls, squish, knock over this thing,
Okay,
and that's it. There's more to it, and I like that. Um, there's there's things not great with it too, but
sure.
yeah, that
Okay, I
I
think
like
that's a good
I like it more.
that's a good intro because I do not like it more. I like it less than the previous event. Um,
Okay.
I I'm a little disappointed by them saying that it's gonna be real different, and then it's the exact same stuff as before. Yeah, we're not just squishing stuff, but it's the same thing. You
It
go up
is
to a new
it
thing,
it is still a
you
point
grab it.
collection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm not a fan of that. And I remember talking with Riley one night, and we came up with like a couple other things that use existing game mechanics, and like we talked about like using. We'll get into others later. But like, there's other game mechanics they could have used besides literally walk up to a thing and then walk it to an objective.
Right.
And it's not even walk it to an objective because that implies like capture the flag where like you can't do something else. It's you get points, but then instead of the bonus being you can get a bonus from smashing something else. It's if you've already done the previous thing, you can do another thing to get more points. It's the
Right.
exact same mechanic.
Right.
Um, the other thing is, I don't like this because it's the first one. This might be something that changes as this event goes on, but it being 60 days long
Yeah.
and there not being an easy way to tell how many points each level takes, because each of the levels takes different amounts of points to
Right.
unlock. So I think it's 10,000 points for the total. They didn't even release. They also didn't release like patch notes to easily look at everything in this,
Right. To go over
and the
that.
amount of points needed and the ridiculous length of it makes it really hard to tell. Am I making good progress? I have no idea, and
Yeah.
that kind of annoys me. But I don't hate it. I just I don't like it as much as previous events. I think so far my favorite one's still been Light the Shadow. I think that one was handled the best so
I
far.
did like Light the Shadow.
Because again,
Um.
that one used like unlocks and stuff to change gameplay a little bit, and I liked that.
Yeah.
But all right, that
Hmm.
kind of covers the intro things. So let's go over the core mechanics real fast. We've got the little snakes, snake pits. I think they're
Yep.
called snake dens, right?
Snake dens. Yeah.
Yeah, and you pick up snakes from them. It takes a second or two, and it gives you points towards the event. It'll also give you some snakes that you're like carrying around then, I guess.
Yeah. It's just
And
we just call them the gold coins or tokens.
yeah, it gives you like little tokens. And then at the boss layer there are altars, and you can sacrifice the snakes there for more points. One snake equals 2 event points. You can also loot those snakes off of other hunters if they haven't already sacrificed theirs. Other
Right.
than that, are there any other ways to earn points?
Killing bosses.
Oh, there's still event clues, and you
Ex-
still get points and snakes from bosses.
yeah.
So,
And extracting with
and
at least one bounty.
yes, and then you also get points from looting people.
Yeah.
So,
And you
I
actually get their tokens, whatever they had, you get all of their tokens off their body
yes,
too for
the
sacrificing.
the thing I've really discovered is really annoying is most of the time you fight people around a boss layer and they've already sacrificed their snakes after you kill them.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, there was one time where we were banishing the boss though, and I heard people running in, and had a window, like an angle from a window on the furnace. I keep calling it furnace because there's fire in the middle. Um,
yeah. It's I mean you're throwing them into a fire pit. Yeah, it's like a
yeah.
furnace.
And she tried to. It was a witch hunter. She tried to hide behind it, and like, but so she had the building that we were in and the
Yeah.
furnace around her, so she thought she had cover. And I just popped her in the head when she started to do it, so she never got to turn it in. Uh,
The funniest one I think I've had with the furnaces is my buddy trip mined them.
yes, that's so much fun
And
too.
then I went to sacrifice my snakes and he
Oh,
killed me with the poison concertina trap.
well,
And I was like, oh, I was like, it was a really good placement.
yeah, I didn't see
Possibly
it.
too good.
Yeah.
So,
Huh.
do you feel like it's easier or harder to get points
I actually feel like it's
or
easier to get
comparable?
points. I feel like it's easier because the whole thing in previous events where you had, to either rat or to, if you cleared the server, you just wanted to run around for the last 15
Hmm.
minutes to gather points. I feel like doing that, I still end up with what I end up playing normally in a match with this event.
I feel like that's a lot less effective and a lot more time consuming now.
Oh, it is.
Um, I feel like I think this is a case of win more. If you have good rounds, it's way easier to get more points now.
Yeah. And I think
But
this event,
if you don't have good rounds, I think it freaking sucks
I
because
mean,
you don't get to sacrifice your snakes a lot of the times.
right.
It's harder to find snake pits, sorry, snake dens. Um, and
Same thing.
yeah, and like it just feels like a lot. It feels more difficult to get points, I think.
I'm I agree that you don't really earn as much when you lose. But
I'm not a
well,
fan.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry, go.
No,
No, I was just gonna say I'm not a fan of it moving towards the win more system.
well, see, so there was one thing that we talked about before with almost every other event that
Hmm.
I thought that they did really well with this one, and that is encouraging fighting.
Yes,
By putting the snake, the furnace, the sacrifice pits at the boss layer. I thought that was smart. I was like, that's an interesting way to go about it. Didn't think of that. Kudos for
I
the
don't know about
idea.
encouraging fighting, but it
Interaction.
encourages the gameplay loop.
Yeah, it does.
It's all about the nice thing about this one is it is built around the core gameplay mechanics. The things you get points for, with the exception of snake dens, are killing players, killing boss, leaving with bounty, and picking up clothes. And all of those things are core gameplay mechanics, which I like you getting points for.
Right. And
I think the snake dens is part of where I don't like the not just getting the points from it and having to sacrifice them. While it's neat the first couple times, I think it leads to both feels bad and feels good moments. Because when you have like 40 snakes on yourself and then you die,
right,
God, that feels awful and is extremely frustrating on top of already having died.
right.
But when you kill somebody and then you loot like 40 snakes is pretty cool. But I think it's more feels bad than feels good, and that might be tainting my perception of it.
That's fair. That is very fair, actually.
But I do like that it's rewarding the core gameplay stuff.
Yeah, and the fact that the altars, that's what they actually are altars, what the game calls it. But
Yeah.
the altars are at the boss layer, so it's like it prevents, or I guess it encourages going to the boss layer. Like that's part of the core gameplay loop. I can't
Yes.
speak this morning. Um, and then uh, oh wow, my brain, do the brain thing.
It's nice that it's the things you were already wanting to do. You're getting rewarded for playing the game.
Yeah,
And yeah, I do agree that that is very nice. I think the snakes is my core thing. I really don't like them. I don't like how small they are. Um, I don't li- I don't like the sacrificing mechanic because it feels bad. I don't want to say it's a bad mechanic. It's just this is it. I will say at this time it's a preference thing. I prefer the squishing stuff than taking it like having to take
like
it to an altar.
having to draw it
Yeah,
out of the dens and then take
yeah.
it to an altar. Okay.
Because it feels like okay. Why don't I just get the points when I find the snake bit? That's what it feels like to me. It's
Okay.
I kind of wish if they'd done a mechanic like this, it would have been something where you literally have to pick it up, and then like you can't run or shoot or something. You have to take it somewhere. I think that would be an interesting mechanical thing that would change gameplay up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea, and it would need some tweaking. Because if it was just like a world weapon, there's gonna be issues with it, right? Because you can just drop it
Yeah.
and then fight, and then you just pick it back up. But I think there's a more interesting way to do it. I think this was a step in the right direction. I'm just disappointed the way they hyped it up.
Right.
I think is the way I'd put it. Because I do like it more in some ways. I like the direction it's going. It's just after they're going, yes, we've really tweaked it, and we've heard your complaints. And then they're like, it's the same thing. You pick up stuff, and I'm like, oh,
I mean,
okay,
I wonder, I want to know how much thought went into the events and what they could do differently. If
yeah.
it went beyond point gathering, because if it did,
That's what I'm thinking.
then if it did
I
go
think that's
beyond
kind of
that,
what's
then
getting
they
me.
really didn't come up with anything, and that like what could you do then? But then again, if that's the case, ask the community what could we do differently that's not point gathering. But they didn't do that as far as I'm
I
aware.
think I think what the event should do is we still have the contract tab, and
Yeah.
so I think they should actually. Well, before we go into this, because I'm gonna pitch this in a second, but for the perception thing, if they hadn't said anything about listening to the community and having completely changed the core of the event, I would be really pleased with the direction it's heading, that they're changing it. But the fact that they acknowledged all of that and made a big deal of changing it, and then it's such a small change,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm like, hmm. But I think if they wanted to do something new, is you basically they bring back contracts, so you can choose. You can still do random contract, and if you choose random contract, it's like the old events. The gameplay's basically unchanged. There might be some icons and stuff to break, and it encourages gameplay loops, right?
Okay.
Even this event could fall into that. But then if you wanted to do something a little bit more focused on the event, or like really focus on points, then one of the contracts will have some little bit more ridiculous point in it that you can get more points in, like a capture the flag, like you pick up a world item and you have to run it to another side of the map or something. Like something like that that's strictly for the event. Or maybe it's like maybe if instead of having lots of little snakes for this event, you have to find some sort of mini boss in the map, like a meathead mini boss,
Right.
and then instead of taking it to an extract, you have to take it to another compound. And like you still show up in Draiic in the same way, but instead of getting money, it's just for points. And then like maybe the bounty's still there or something. But
Hmm.
something like that where there's an event mission effectively, I think could be a cool way to do it. Because they
Okay.
have the technology to have pre-made contracts, and I think that'd be a fun way of doing it. It's like if you really want to lean into the event, you can. If you don't want to,
You don't have to.
don't bother.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you want to play the game normally, you're still gonna have plenty of matchmaking. With the matchmaking fixes from a while back, you should be fine. And
Should.
if you want to go for event stuff, cool, cool.
Hmm.
But there's my pitch.
I don't. I'm picturing like a variant of the meathead where instead of poison, it's like on fire, like a immolator meathead,
Yeah,
and that's the event like
I
creature.
think stuff like that could be really fun.
Oh, that's just the
The
butcher then. Never mind, actually.
I know it would be the butcher. I do know that a lot of people would levy the criticism of hunt's a small game and that'll split the servers. That's why we don't have contracts anymore. Uh we just with this event we just celebrated the highest
Player
concurrent
count.
player count
Yeah.
period
What
of
was it like
ever for this
38 and a
game.
half thousand players or
Yeah,
something?
38,500. We can handle 2 queues.
Right.
It's really okay.
Well, on
What
top of that, I feel
maybe
like
not maybe not as much on downtime between events, but like the we keep getting new peaks with each event, and then it drops down, but it's dropping down higher than it dropped down before the last event each time. Like
ah
Hunt is growing a little bit. So, but like during events, I think we can definitely handle that second contract queue.
yeah. Uh what if contract queues, like instead of it being a whole separate thing, some people are going to select a contract, but some people are going to select random. The people
Hmm.
selecting random, why doesn't it just randomly select someone else's contract match to be in? So therefore, the random person selecting a random it's still random for them, but the people selecting the contract, it's going to be more specific. So I mean, it would
For
count on a
yeah,
existing queue.
for normal stuff, I'd be fine with that because the random one will give you a bonus to your bounty. That's how random contracts work. Whereas the advantage to going non-random, you gotta know what your mission is. You can like prep with a non-sniper for a fog, that kind of thing.
True.
And
I actually forgot you could
I
kind
feel
of predict the weather
yeah.
and stuff with
So
the.
I feel like that's a fair trade-off. And then doing events with if we have like event contracts, just separate them. So that way you're not choosing random to play bounty hunt per usual, and then you're shoved into for lack of a better term, alternate game mode.
Right, alternate game
Yeah,
mode.
because I'm not saying it'd be like, completely different like quick play, but what about that? What if like an event we had like the solo bounties? Because they've done that before. It wasn't popular because it turned into camp fests. But what if we had alternate game modes like that with events, where you have solo bounty or trio quick play,
Dude, trio
stuff like
quick
that?
play would be wild.
That'd be. Can you imagine trying to organize
No.
with the random crap you get? You're like,
No.
okay, we all stay with shotguns, and you're like, okay, we all
You
have
know
close
what
range loaded.
though?
and then one person picks up a Mosin, one person picks up a Romero, then they
Yeah.
have a sidearm, and then one guy's got like dual Lamats and a bow and arrow, and you're like,
That would
what the
actually
frick
be
is their
fun
team
though. I
range?
would love that.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
like, I
not
think
gonna
it'd be
lie
a
to
lot of
you.
fun.
That would be so much fun.
I think it'd be extremely infuriating if you're doing randoms though.
Well, with randoms, yeah, I wouldn't. I mean,
You're like,
I don't
oh
play
my
with
god, I see a
randoms
Mosin.
anyway.
Yeah, you're like, I see a Mosin, yes, and then your buddy just grabs it and keeps going. You're like,
Dang it.
no.
Dude,
Yeah,
a
I think it'd
trio.
be
I didn't
fun.
even think about a trio quick play. That would be so much fun.
So I think it'd be fun if they just did something like that, and that's like the event thing, and maybe you can get more points doing those. Cool.
Right, like a multiplier or something.
Yeah, or maybe like if you win the quick play, you just get like an absolute buttload of points, and be like, oh. So, but I
Oh,
think what if you when you win a quick play, you instead of getting extra points, you get a boost for like instead of being like 2 hours, you get like a 30-minute boost or something. So it's like a match or two boost.
how about I would like that, but also how about contracts that you can just activate yourself and not have it be
Oh,
automatic?
I had it again. I had it again,
I know
Drake.
you did.
I finished my first night, very last match of it. Contract activated. I'm like, I have work tomorrow
I
morning.
I hate everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and so I got literally nothing out of my first contract.
I'm
I
sorry.
appreciate them giving free contracts. Screw the way they put them in. I hate it.
Yeah, it is absolutely miserable. I agree with you.
All right, back on the event instead of talking hypotheticals. We
Right?
probably should save this for the end, but I think it was fun.
Eh.
Other stuff that they did for the event is some of the some of the perks do additional things.
Oh yes,
So
I actually really liked this.
Poison Sense has a what is that 100-meter range now?
Poison sense is 150.
150?
It's times three.
150,
Times three the distance.
which is really interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
considering there's a lot more things that can poison you now.
yeah, it almost came up for me in a match.
Oh really?
Uh, yeah, almost. And then Serpent, you can now deposit snakes from a range,
Yep.
and Beast Face works on snake dens.
Yeah.
I mean, they're neat.
Well,
It
it's
seems like
reduces the risk of being attacked by snakes. I don't think it necessarily
yeah.
reduces the risk of like
Oh,
the
of the learning.
reaction.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that is the
It's
reaction. So you know what I mean.
yeah,
But
yeah.
because this
It's
sound trap can attack you back, it's like, I say sound trap. It's not really a sound
yeah.
trap,
I've
but
I've gotten I've gotten poisoned during a fight once. It didn't get me killed, but it caused me to be forced to reposition.
right.
Uh, so I guess it's relevant. They seem very, very niche, and for the amount of extra development time, I would have preferred it to go into something else.
Or just with more neat uh exclusiveness. I mean,
It's something with that's a little bit more impactful.
yeah, I think the poison sense one can be very impactful. It's just a
I
matter
think
of
the poison sense one is the best of the changes.
yeah, I agree. I do hate that it's gonna go back down to 50 after this, but
Yeah, I think it goes poison sense is the winner because it makes poison sense to be possibly actually useful.
I have a question.
Um,
This is a
mm,
very hypothetical thing
yo,
here. If the event is exclusive, instead of increasing the range by a multiple of three,
mhm.
what if instead they had for the exclusive made it so that for 25 meters you don't have to be in dark sight to see the glow? Would that have
uh,
been too broken, or
yeah,
maybe even 10 meters? So leave it at the
I
50
think it'd
while in
also
dark sight.
be, I think that'd be rough, but I think the other thing to keep in mind with that is it's anything that screws with your vision has to be handled carefully.
True.
When you go into dark sight, you're making a decision to look into dark sight for that ping. If you've got something going on in normal sight, that might actually be an unpleasant experience.
True. You're right. That is true.
So I
That is a good point. So maybe not.
maybe if it's like outlined, it'd be okay. Like your teammate outlines, but instead of
like a fairy fire
blue,
from
it's red.
D&D.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a blue red outline. I think that'd be fine. Second highest I think would be Serpent, just because being able to deposit your points at a range before a fight
I've
starts at a
used that
compound is
twice actually.
yeah, it's nice. It helps mitigate the feels bad of not
Yeah.
being able to deposit your stuff when you're at the boss layer. If you like Serpent, it's rad. I don't think if you don't like Serpent, I don't think it's gonna be the thing to push Serpent over to be a perk to grab.
I've learned to love Serpent.
I
Like like
I think Serpent's in a really good place. I just personally don't take it.
I I don't know, something about being able to grab, about a clue when there's a meathead standing on top of it, or
Yeah,
or
or be able
or a
to
Barbie.
be,
It's just so
or
nice.
if you know there's a team there and you just want to pick up the clue without going to the place that the other team's probably keeping an eye on,
Yep,
so that you can listen. There's a lot of upside to it. It's just not a pick I take. I
that's
don't have
fair.
anything against it, and like it's not one where I'm like, wow, my teammate's taking Serpent. Okay, um,
Right.
it's not like what is it,
It's not like me
Conduit, where I'm
taking
like,
Greyhound, right?
Greyhound's fine. The ones that I get when I'm like, that's a choice is when people grab like Conduit, Magpie. I don't freaking know.
Those are the two main ones that I could think of too.
Yeah,
Conduit and Magpie.
the first two purchases after every match, of course, are Conduit and Magpie, and then Ghoul, of course. I actually like Ghoul a lot. I just 4 points is still a
It's a
point too
little
steep. I
much.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it should be 3.
I like
Well,
that
here's the thing:
they
if
don't
it's
drop
in
decoy
duos,
supply in the world.
yeah, Decoy Supply is fun. I think Ghoul should be 3 if you're in teams, but I think 4 is kind of fair for it in solos because you get hit so much more just running around the map that
Right.
thing's so much
A
nicer.
self heal is incredibly nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and then uh, Beast Face, the change. Yeah, it's a change. It's there.
It's yeah. It's an event
It
exclusive.
helps. Cool.
I mean, I don't mind it because I tend to run up on snakes more than
Yeah,
everyone
and
else does,
I
so I'm okay with it. But I also just like Beast Face, like as a
yeah.
as a
I
trait. So
imagine too all of these changes were pretty small things to do because I'm like for the range they probably just changed the range a little bit for poison since for beast face they probably just added it onto like the list of things that their alerts are
yeah,
affected by.
I would like to believe they have it set up in a way where they can just go change a number or two and
Yeah,
be
the only
there,
one I
there we
see
go.
being a little bit troublesome would be serpent, and that's fine.
Uh, I don't know. I could see that
Okay,
one being simple too, but depends on how they did it.
yeah, I can see it being I could see it being simple or complicated.
Yeah, it just depends on how they
This is
did it, but
coming
we'll never
from
know that.
somebody who
So,
has yeah, this is coming from somebody who has minimal coding.
dude,
Okay.
you need to go be a 3D artist for Crytek so you can have some insider knowledge when we do these.
Ooh, it's like insider trading only, insider podcasting.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, other stuff from the event. We have DLC hunters that provide extra percents. They also added in some of the Blood Bond legendary hunters this time because they heard the complaints from people of it being DLC. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's it's fine. I appreciate that they made some Blood Bond hunters to apply for it.
Yep.
I
I
like
agree.
being able to get the 10% buff. I don't like having to play basically because most of the time it's like I like one or two of these hunters, so I end up playing the same hunter for the entire event. So I'm playing
Right.
the I'm playing the Prescient
Yeah,
for
same.
for the entire event, and it's fine. I'm just looking at my roster, and I've got like my full level 50 turncoats from the last event, and I'm just like, yep, I played turncoat a bunch. I'm playing Prescient a bunch.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And so something really quick, Ark in chat just mentioned that I agree with entirely is the event hunter that you earn through the what is it called? Battle Pass
Wait, does
essentially.
he not give a bonus?
He doesn't count as a bonus to the event. Yeah, it's one of those. It's like the biggest oversight I think they have in
I
this event.
assumed that he did.
I mean, he doesn't have the icon by him in recruitment. When you go look at him, all the other ones do.
We're gonna get to him too. He's the next thing I want to talk about.
Okay. Now, actually, okay. So looking at it,
Hail
I
Mary.
wonder if this
I,
it's in the corner, right? Play with this hunter during the event to gain a bonus events to see, and see event items further in dark side. But when you go to
do I
him,
not have him? I should have.
he,
Cause you unlock 1 and 2 1, right?
yeah,
Inversion.
yeah, it's like super early, but he doesn't have it in the corner where it tells you that. But oh, I see. It's the locked ones that have this icon just to tell you where he's from.
Okay. So he
That's
doesn't provide points.
He does not provide points as far as we can tell. I didn't even think to look at
That's a choice.
the dark sight range in the corner while playing him because you get a free
So I
copy.
just looked. We have thinking 55 legendary hunters now.
Wow, that's a lot.
We have a lot.
That's crazy.
How do you feel about the new hunter with like the tiers on him?
I love that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think having the tiers is phenomenal.
Okay.
Being able to because if you want to play like a more simple but still recognizable guy, you can. If you want to play the guy with the crazy snake mask at the end and then gets
I do
bit,
like the snake on the last one. That's so cool.
yeah, that is really cool. I mean, the snake is technically there on the third one. It's just not, his head isn't right there. His
Wait, no,
tail
it's
is
on
right
the
there.
first one too. I'm
Oh,
looking
is
at
it?
the
I didn't
first one.
even. Lol.
I assume that's what that is. He's not moving around. He's not doing a little
It's a
jig.
smaller snake. It's like the snake grows in length for
Yeah.
everyone, it seems.
Which, yeah, I really like it. My only thing is, I don't know if that's the best use of the resources, but I also can't tell
Sure.
because I don't know what their pipeline is for it.
Right.
So, I
I
like it. I think it's neat.
suspect they will be adding more hunters with this feature, and I mean, why wouldn't they?
Yeah. I actually like the first one really well. I like the goofy beard. I like
Yeah,
that he's got like his like for some reason he's running around in the bayou and he's pulled his pant legs up, which
yeah,
is
his pant legs up.
such a
Yeah,
flex. I'm like,
yeah,
man,
and he's
dude, like,
barefoot. Like what?
yeah, I'm like, dude, you're gonna break your feet, my man.
Break your feet.
His
I'll
feet
actually
his
like the
feet are
second one because
broken.
he's hooded, but
Let me find the
I'm
second
just an
one.
assassin kind of guy,
Does he
so
does he still have does he still have his feet up?
it's
Yeah,
hard
he
to
still got his
tell.
pant legs up.
Oh yeah, third one he does too. Let's check the last one.
Oh wait, 1 second. Is the third one the one with the mask or the
No,
skull
the
cap?
last one. The last one's the
Oh
one
no
with the
no okay.
mask.
Well, this the third one has a he's just like put like a wall in front of his face.
Yeah, I don't know why I like that though. I actually like that. It's like a
He gets
basket
his
top.
little backpack too. Yeah, yeah, he's neat. I like that the way you select him is you like select which version and then you play.
Yeah, I like that a
I think
lot.
that's interesting.
Now, here's the thing. I think that
Mhm.
could be a precursor, the selecting on the recruitment tab
Customization.
for customization, but also for
Yeah.
legendary weapons. So
What
you
do you mean?
see the Mosin Nagant, but then there's arrows on it to select the Bonnevive or the Bear's
Oh,
Tooth.
do you think they might be like testing it out?
I think it could be a precursor to that.
I would really like that because I'd like to be able to, because I hate getting a Mosin and then being like, I don't want to sell this for 50% of my cost to buy one of the legendaries that I paid real money for. Like,
Right.
please.
It's like, but so crossbow and then snake seer
Mhm.
and the bite is a whole like they could save so much space on
Yeah,
this if like right I don't know right here
I think
beneath
that'd
the
be.
name they just had arrows left and right, or even a drop down, a small drop down on this selection to be like, all right,
I
snake
think that'd be
seer
a
or the
good
bite.
direction.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think it's a good precursor to that. I mean, I have four legendary dolches. Like, it's just compile that into a drop down or a you know, or hell, even when I click on the Dolch, the basic one, let that expand these out. That'd be fine too. I click on it again and it goes back up. I'd be totally fine with that. Just, it's
Um,
so cluttered. There's so much. I'm scrolling all the time.
yes, there's a the UI. The nice thing about that is they're aware of it and they're changing it. So, all
Yeah. All
right,
right.
next
Well,
thing
as
this
long
should
as
be
they're
real quick.
aware of it.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Uh, the story you
Oh,
you
the
read it?
story.
Yeah.
I haven't read it yet. No,
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna wait till I get to the end to read it all.
It's fine. I really don't like the prose it's written in. I
Okay.
just it feels very cliche to me of what they're doing with a lot of the stuff for horror in such a unique setting. It feels kind of like a waste, and then I just don't like the
Interesting.
writing style. So
Okay. I'll
the
give you my opinion on that when I get to the end and finally
yeah, and
read it
I'm not
all.
all the way through. so maybe there's some twist in like chapter like 12 that'll be like, ooh.
Right. Yeah. Oh.
But the other thing I do want to add that big praise is they added in an audio thing.
I heard that they
And
added like essentially audiobook setting to that. That's cool.
yeah, and the voice actors do pretty bang up job with it, and it's nice that they have that. I think it's a cool little feature.
Cool.
I kind of hope that after the event they release it as like
Like a video
like a
story.
drama. Yeah, that'd be nice. Do. Okay, next thing. Do you have something you want to go to next? 'Cause I'm looking through event
I
stuff.
mean, there's the tabs here. We were on tracking, then we just went to story. We can hit up the details,
Uh,
which we
the
did some
details.
already with the event rules, but the Ardent Prize we didn't go over. Not to turn this
Yeah.
into our previous podcast with
No.
keeping it loosey
Well,
goosey, but
I mean, it'll be that's a different thing. So let's go to Ardent Prize because that's
okay.
something we've already talked about before, so we don't have to completely cover. So the Ardent Prize is the exact same thing as the last one. If you finish all of your levels, if you buy the 1000 Blood Bond
Alert trip mine.
special legendary, and if you buy the associated DLC that comes out with the event, you get your 1000 Blood Bonds back.
Right. So it's like you never purchased the alert trip mine.
Yeah. So you basically get. It's basically if you do all those things, you get the alert trip.
Right. And the
And
main
you.
thing about it that we didn't care for was the fact that if you didn't have the 1,000 bloodlines to buy the alert trip mine, then you are spending money to get it.
It's my big thing is I don't even mind spending blood bonds for it. It's the fact that it's 1,000. Like that's a
Yeah.
lot of blood bonds.
Like who's gonna be like? Oh, you know what though? I just realized. This is this the
Because if we go
first
to
legendary that gets placed in the world?
uh,
Is there? I think there is a
it's
legendary ammo
kind
box,
of.
right?
So there's the ammo box that looks different. We have the legendary fusees that are a different
That's
color.
true.
The concertina trip bomb, which is technically placed in the world, but it doesn't have any unique.
It's no one's gonna be staring
It
at it.
doesn't have a unique appearance. It,
Yeah.
which again, it should look like Scrappy's wire. But 1,000 blood bonds is $10, and I
Basically,
have a
yeah.
little bit of an issue with
For one legendary like
for alert trip
tool
mines
item.
for one legendary to be $10. And I realize you can get the bonus ones for higher tiers, but
You know what's funny is I just recalled. So I mentioned some of these things to Ark while
mhm.
playing, and if I recall properly, he was like, "No, this is a great setup. Like the progression of the event and everything, and cost of things. It was like it's pretty good." And his reference is he's coming from Valorant, where in other games like Valorant, where they just drag you through the mud with costs of skins and things. So
Yeah.
you know, remember to take these criticisms
No,
into
and
the right, I don't know,
yeah,
perception.
that's why I'm saying I really don't mind them charging money for legendaries. I really don't.
Yeah, but it's
It's
like
just
ten
ten
bucks
bucks
for
is
this
10
one
bucks.
little one. Yeah, like
Yeah.
if it's a
It's
hunter, kind of get it because it also comes with some
and it's
guns.
and it's $10, and then if you can get it back then, which is really nice, but you have to do so much to do it. And
Right,
one of the things is you have to spend another $10 on another legendary.
right. A
So it's
single legendary that's a tool, not even a like hunter skin.
yeah,
That's what bothers me.
I don't hate it, but I don't think it's good, and I wish
But
it
it's
was
not
adjusted
great.
a little bit from the last one.
Yeah.
So
Even if it was just half, if it was 500 instead of 1,000, like that, I feel like that would
okay,
have made it a lot better.
yeah. Oh, can I give a real quick gripe?
Sure. That's what we
I
do here.
freaking hate the change to how the event tracking is set up. Like
Oh,
like the clicking between tabs is kind of inconvenient. You can't tell how much each tier takes. You only can be told the one that you're on currently.
yeah, you can't even look at the past ones. Wow, I didn't
Yeah,
realize that.
unless you, because I thought they were all gonna be like 400 to 5, and then I'm like, wait, this one's 700. What?
Yeah, I
So
wonder if it's a set amount or if it's like accruing. Like does it go up by 200 points for each level, or is it like from level one's 200, then level three
so if
is
level one was if
450?
level one was 100, level two would be 300, level three would be 400, and then getting to level five would be 700. it tracks once I hit level, because I'm actually only on level. I've had really rough games lately.
Fair.
um, but yeah, that's why I'm like I have no idea if I'm on track or not because yeah, I'm on level 4 of what 20, which 10 days into the 60-day event seems really good. But if I get to like level 18 and they go, you need 7,000 points now, which is more than the first like 5 tiers, I'm in terrible shape,
Right.
and I have no idea. So
Someone
I
actually
think it's
did find and post the amounts needed somewhere in my
ooh, that'll be
Discord. I'm
nice.
doing a quick look for it.
Yeah, it just bugs me. It's for each tier because total it's I think 10,000, 10 or 20,000. But
Oh,
I wanted to break down by tier, and even if it's not, uh, we shouldn't have to go outside of the game to find it,
right. Here, I'm
especially because
DMing you.
they didn't give us patch notes. Where the crap do we have release notes?
This is what was posted.
Okay, I'm
That's
pulling
a
it up.
lot,
Okay,
bro.
so cheese 'em. Okay, yeah, so I'm in bad shape. So level 1 is 400. We're gonna just blaze through this real fast.
Yeah,
Level 1, you need 400 points. This is total points, by the way,
you're reading out total
not
points. Yeah.
to get to the next one. So level 1, you need 400. Level 2, you need 900. Level 3, you need 1500. Level 4, you need 2200. Level 5 is 3000. Level 6 is 3900. Level 7 is 4900. Level 8 is 6000. Level 9 is 7200. Level 10 is 8500. Level 11 is 9900. Level 12 is 11,400. 13 is 13,000. Hey, that's nice. 14 is 14,700. 15 is 16,500. 16 is 18,400. 20 is 20,400. 18 is 22,500 points. And 19 is 24,700 points.
That's the
Is
total you need to complete the
a lot of
event.
points. So to go from the amount you need each time is 400 for level 1, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, all the way up, meaning each level you're adding on 100 points to get to the next level.
Right.
I'm in a bad way.
Yeah, you might be in a bad spot.
Yeah.
To be fair, you have 49 more days, basically 50 more days to do it.
Yeah, I start classes again
Yeah, I
in a
know.
week though, so
Um, really quick, just for chat's sake, for the final tier of an agent in Valorant, you need like over 200,000 experience. The difference being is that's Valorant, this is Hunt, and the points that we're reading off are the points gathered in game. It's not experience. So, there is a big difference there.
yeah.
I think that's not totally fair to compare the two.
Oh yeah, because
But I do agree that the Valorant's grind is so much harder than Hunt.
well, for
Um,
example, I played, and it really depends on how well you go. And in Hunt, there's a significant luck factor of just sometimes you just get screwed.
Sometimes you do just get screwed. That's
Yeah,
true. Yeah,
and this is
there's a
coming
bit of
from
that.
somebody who my biggest thing is, guys, you need to take responsibility for when you die. A lot of times it's your fault. Learn
Right.
from your mistakes. This goes to me too. I make a lot of mistakes. I die a lot because of them.
Ask Mark.
Um,
I make plenty of mistakes.
yeah, but I think I got like 200 points in like 3 hours just because of having bad rounds. Like you can get some really sucky amounts if you can't get to those snake altars.
Yeah,
On the other hand, I got 300 points in one match. It was like a 45-minute long match.
but
So
still.
it's really swinging ahead to predict. So I'd say, but I'm saying what? What do you think is a fair amount for an hour? Probably around 200 to 300 points. Let's go 300 points. Do you feel like that's fair? Or do you
What
feel like we
per
need?
hour?
Yeah.
I think that's fair. This is assuming you have mediocre to good matches. I think.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Divide
whatever
by.
points you earn, you still keep those points. Like the moment that you see that number on the left side of your screen, the green number, not the gold token one, You keep
I
them.
mistyped it. I'm like, it told me 8 hours. I'm like, that's not correct. Holy frick. Okay, without a boost, assuming you get 300 points an hour, it will take you 81 hours to complete the event.
Jeez. Oh, I guess that's why they give us 60 days to
Yeah,
account for a full-time job.
I'm adjusting my numbers real fast. If it's 400 points, it only takes 61, so that cuts off 20 hours if you're having better games. I'm gonna do it with a boost active, 24/4, because that increases it by half, right?
It depends on the boost. So there's the.
Or no, the boosts are all the same. It's the
Oh
event.
yeah, they
It's
are.
the
Yeah, you're
length
right.
of
It's
it.
the length. You're
It
right.
used to be different, but now there's just
I forgot that they changed it. So it's
for
50%.
2 hours, 50%. So we'll do 300 points again. Well, oh, why'd I do that? You get it twice as fast, all I have to do is take the hours and divide it. So instead of being 80 hours, it'd be 40 hours. I'm a moron.
That's fine. There's different paths to the same place. It's fine.
Welcome to Math with Boldle.
This is why he's a science teacher, not a math teacher.
But this is what I talk to kids too. I'm like, these skills apply in life. They're like, when are we going to need to divide? Well, when you're trying to figure out how many hours you need to put into some game about hunting monsters in the
Undead
bayou.
monsters, yeah.
Yeah.
It's important, children.
Okay. The last thing we're going to talk about is legendary. Well, there's two more things. The exciting things.
Okay.
The first one is legendaries. There's a bunch of legendaries.
Yes.
I like them.
I know what the last one is. Never mind.
The last one is a very big thing we have not touched on at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the new legendaries are neat. We talked about the hunter. There's new Bertha skin that's really cool. There's new Dynamite, which is really cool.
Silenced Vetterly.
Dude,
this chain pistol, I cannot wait to get that.
I love the chain pistol.
It's so pretty, dude.
There's a new Winnie. There's a new Winnie base.
I forgot about the Winnie, to be honest.
Oh no, it's a Winnie Swift. God dang it! I thought it was a base Winnie. There's a new Winnie Swift called Slither.
He's so mad about it.
I thought it was a base Winnie. I thought we're finally getting another base Winnie. I mean, on the bright side, Winnie Swift is freaking
I was like, Winnie Swift is
so.
fantastic. So I mean, I'm not mad, but also I agree.
What is there any other ones besides? Oh, there's a new legendary antidote shot.
Yeah. It's like that was not necessary at all, but I still take it because I have it. You know.
I mean, it's rad. Give me my stinking legendary vit shots already. When I'm about to die and I'm sitting in my corner, please heal, please heal, please heal. Oh God, please heal.
Yeah, I want it to look shinier.
Oh, look at that! Look at that little engraving that I paid $10 for.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I want.
My goal is just to have my entire kit that I take normally be gold backgrounds. Okay, like that's all I want in life.
Oh, other thing is you also can get up to like 1,000 blood bonds from this event. If
you complete it,
because you might be like, Baldy, what about what's it called? What about Snake Shot? Well, that's true. There is also a new skin for there's a new legendary Spokes pistol.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
because we got new guns.
I was say the new guns were just. I thought what you were going to talk about next.
Yeah. This is my segue.
Oh, I see.
This is my segue. So there's a new Spokes pistol. It's a Spokes,
but short.
But a pistol.
It's a small slot Sparks.
Yeah. I think it's really funny that an Obrez Spokes is considered to be too good, but we can have a Spokes pistol. And you might be like, Baldy, that's really dumb. What the heck are you talking about? Because of sway and damage drop off. So, because it follows the uppercut's damage drop off, and whereas Obrez's do not follow the same damage drop off, they just get a slight damage reduction.
Interesting.
And
actually,
so an Obrez Spokes would be way better than
it really is just a smaller Sparks. Yeah. I mean, as long as you're within effective range, you're doing that 149, and it takes poison. So
yeah, effective range though is now 20 meters as opposed to 40 meters with the Spokes.
I mean, true, but
your damage drop off. Your damage drop off states. Yeah, it is. it is. I'll pull up the charts again.
For a pistol.
Oh yeah. For a pistol, it's still really good, but
yeah, that's
it's not. I'm saying it's not busted because of it. I've
Right.
gotten to play with it twice so far from looting it from people. It's really fun. I'm not gonna say it's busted by any means.
Yeah, it's kind of like the other new gun. It's not.
Yeah,
It's cool, and it works, and I like it, and it's definitely an upgrade from the base, but it's not crazy broken either.
yeah. Spike Pistol is basically you're paying more money to have it be a
A
small
small
slot.
slot, yeah.
You've got a lot more sway. You've got actually pretty good iron sights on it.
I mean,
I'm,
it's the same
I'm
as the Sparks, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, it's a little bit different because of the length of the barrel, but I like the iron sights pretty well.
Well, true,
The
yeah.
sways the sways really rough. The damage drop off is kind of rough, but it's still 149 long ammo
And
pistol.
takes
It,
poison.
and it takes poison. My only thing is, if you're taking poison with it, you're paying $230 for your pistol. Well, why aren't you taking an uppercut at that point?
Because it's poison pistol.
Because it's more fun. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
absolutely.
I was like,
But like,
what kind of a question is that?
yeah, competitively though, I'm like, yeah, just take the other one. And then we have the what is
The
the Kuluber,
Alamo.
Kuluber. I don't know how to pronounce it. The Alamo. It's a Romero
Caliber,
that Reddit has been asking for 17 years at this point. Where it's the one
which
which
is
got the little
impressive.
reloading mechanism, and you snap it down, and then the shell ejects, and then as it ejects, another shell is shoved back in. So it's basically a Romero that fires faster. It fires faster than the base Romero because the reload's
The reload
a lot
mechanism.
faster. Um, it still fires slower than the Spectre, though. So the
Uh,
difference is it's still got the Romero range.
yeah, yeah.
So
I mean,
basic.
it's still the base Romero, just
So I think the comparison though is I don't think you compare it to the base Romero actually.
so you
I
don't
think you
wanna.
can. I think when you look at it for balance perspective, I don't think you look at it as a comparison to the Romero. I think you look at it as a comparison to the Spectre because you're
I see
giving up,
what you're saying.
yeah,
It's
for the
hmm.
because I think it's basically you're giving up rate of fire going from 40 RPM to 22 RPM and a very very slightly slower reload, but you're going up an effective range of 3 meters and 15 points of damage because of the tighter spread.
Right.
So I think that's the way to look at it, as opposed to looking at it from the base Romero, where it's just going from 30 RPM to 22 RPM. Oh, sorry, 22 RPM to 30 RPM because it gets faster.
Right.
So
Hmm.
wait 1 second.
I mean, I think it's
Why
still
the
good to
no?
see the
For some
differences,
reason, the
but
base Romero is listed as having 30 RPM.
yeah, they actually mentioned that.
What
So
the
I
world?
forget where they mentioned it, but
Because of yeah. So that's not. But
it's
it does
not
fire slower
accurate,
than the
but it's not
yeah. If
wrong. Yeah.
yeah, it fires slower than the base Romero because of reload time. So
Yeah.
oh, you also wait. Why the heck does the Alamo have a higher handling?
That I
Apparently,
don't
you get more
know.
handling if you want to play slugs or whatever. But yeah, so for comparison, I think it's better to look at it as a drawback, as benefits drawbacks from the Spectre. I like it a lot more, not necessarily because I think it's better, but because I really value having that range on the shotgun, and then it's half the price.
Fair.
So meaning I can now play Dragon's Breath with repeating shots for 140
I've been having so much fun with
and as
Dragon's Breath.
opposed to 250.
Yeah.
So I'm all about that.
There is another difference too that I'm not sure is reflected. It's not super obvious until you like run into it. Is due to the I don't know. They gave a reason for it, but due to the this variant being the variant that it
Mhm.
is, you can only take one type of ammo with it now instead of two, like you can with
Yes,
the base
because it's
Romero.
because with the base Romero, it's considered a single shot because
Yeah.
it fires a single shot. But the new one doesn't fire a single shot. It fires multiple shots because of the little tube. So,
Yeah.
oh, the other thing to that's important to note is your spare reserves are a lot lower. Instead of getting you ridiculous stuff from your Romero of getting 13 shots
Yes.
total or 15 from the Spectre, you get I think 10 from the Alamo. So, something to keep in mind, especially if you're bringing slugs,
So bring a
is while you are getting
Romero
those.
Alamo and Quartermaster a hand cannon with you as well.
I think if you want in more shotgun ammo, I think the way to go is FMJ Lamat, because you're still getting that shotgun ammo,
That doesn't
and
carry
you
over. We
still have
tested
a.
that.
Yeah, it does.
Nuh-uh, it doesn't.
It does.
We tested it recently. It doesn't do it. If it does, if it
Unless it
did, it doesn't anymore.
if it does not currently, that is a glitch.
Okay, we'll have to test it
So
again then, just in case.
if you have slugs in your mayo and slugs in your Lamat, you will pool your slug ammo,
Interesting.
assuming there's
Okay,
not a glitch. It
we'll have to
works the
look at
same
it
with
again.
Dragon's Breath, because
I
I
could have swore we
play
looked at that recently and it was not the case.
it. It is quite possibly bugged, because
Oh, okay.
there've been some weird bugs around the mayo with this new variant. So
Yeah, as per standard with Crytek releasing new things.
I mean, to be fair, they're trying to release new things, and I appreciate
I
that. I'm
mean, yeah,
okay with
no,
a
don't
little
get
bit
me
of
wrong. I appreciate
weird
it too,
bugs.
but
And I'll be honest, it's probably not the Umayo, it's probably the Lamat. The Lamat is such a weird gun, apparently coding wise, that
yeah,
it just
uh,
causes problems anytime they change
like
anything with
that
it.
weird
So
burst fire that they could do for a
yeah, with
little
the
while.
shotgun,
Yeah,
yeah, if you took the shotgun, was if you took like FMJ shots for the normal one, the shotgun would consider the shells to be FMJ bullets instead of shotgun pellets.
yeah,
It's like that is not balanced.
yeah. That is broken.
Um, but then they fixed it, and then it reverted the Lamat to having the old glitch where like it randomly like switch you between modes. I think it was.
What, it really? I
Well,
didn't actually realize.
it might have been the other old Lamat glitch where when you switch between modes, it unload your other mode. What I'm saying is the Lamat's a great gun.
It is a great
I
gun.
feel really bad for people who love it a ton because the
It's
amount of
broken.
glitches associated with it. And it's
Yeah,
just because it's got so many things going on with it.
yeah.
But
Now,
yeah, that's kind of
I will say the Lomat with Dragon's Breath in it.
it's so bad.
That is fun. That is so much fun.
It's so much fun. It's so bad.
No, the only thing that would
Um,
make that gun better is if I could also have Dum Dum in the main chamber.
you and your dum dum.
Dum Dum main chamber, Dragon Breath shotgun chamber.
And then you take
Perfect.
and you take some kind of poison ammo and
Well, no, I'm fine with
give him
one.
Trinity of Pain. Give him Trinity of Pain.
The Trinity of Pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
Sparks
the last
poison.
thing,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that'll just kill him. That's not what you want.
Centennial poison.
Yeah.
Nagant
Oh, actually,
Dually poison. How about that?
I will say I talked about how when they were changing the Centennial and stuff, I'd give my opinion of it. I like the Centennial pretty well now.
Fair.
I think if you take the Centennial and with Iron Repeater and FMJ, you basically have a long ammo rifle for most ranges with a pretty fast fire rate and just the downside being not much ammo.
Right.
And a slightly slow muzzle velocity at I think 500, which 500 is not bad.
Right. That's
So
still like base Sparks. So.
yeah, so I'm gonna throw that in there while we're mentioning it. The last thing we have is, since we're talking about legendaries, uh, they're not all free. You
Yeah.
don't get them all from playing the event. They have something called the Gilded Path, aka if you pay 1,500 blood bonds, which is about $15, not accounting for bonus blood bonds, which are relevant,
Yeah.
then you will receive some bonus ones. The ones locked behind are both of the event ones, so the snake shot and the Caliber, whatever the heck it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The dynamite bundle, the Berthier, the legendary hunters at higher tiers, the Winnie Swift, and yeah, the free ones are the Vetterly Silenced. Oh, sorry, the dynamite stick is a free one. You get
Okay.
instances of it if you're on the goaded path early on. That was what threw me off. And
Ah,
then
yes.
the chain pistol is free as well, as well
Cannot
as
wait for that chain pistol.
the first two instances of the Viper.
Right.
And that's I think that's it for free ones. Which brings us to the battle pass.
And
How
that system.
do you feel about the battle pass? I feel like this is the one where people are gonna expect to know where we fall, and I think it's gonna be the opposite of what they expect. How do you feel about the battle pass?
Um, I I've never personally had any issues with battle passes in games.
Hmm.
I like I can kind of understand the gripe, but for Hunt in particular, it was a matter of time, in my opinion. It was a matter of
Hmm.
time before we got a battle pass, and frankly, I'm more or less okay with it. It's
Okay.
I think the implementation could have been a little bit better, but I'm cool with it.
Okay. Um, I'm sure everybody's expecting Baldy to be like, I hate the battle pass. I actually like the battle pass. Um, I think the battle pass is a really good way to give people something that they can opt in for to support the game. I really
Right.
liked it in Destiny. I really like it in this one. I think it's a great way to give guys. They gotta pay the people. They gotta pay for servers.
Right. How do you
I'm
expect them to
sorry.
fix the servers if they can't
Yeah,
pay for it? Yeah.
especially with the amount people complain about DLCs. I get it. I totally get it. The DLC price increasing is a bit flumpy. So like the last one, I don't have any issue with it. It was $10, but you got I think four or five legendary skins.
Yeah.
I've only had an issue when they've had a couple that are like two legendaries and they're like it's still $8. I'm like, hmm.
Right.
But I feel like being able to get full legendaries if you buy it, 4 or 5 legendaries that are all pretty rad for $15 ish, and get some extra instances of stuff is pretty cool. My issue with it comes from it feels like they're replacing free content with paid content. And
Ooh.
that's kind of where I have an issue with it. Of people did buy the game and providing free legendaries with each one to going to providing a third of the amount of free legendaries, but you can pay for more feels a bit spotty to me
I'm
because
torn
the
on that
precedent
bit.
was set.
I
But
mean, yeah.
and I wouldn't have an issue with it, like even if it was just this, but it's the DLCs crept up. They're
Yeah.
charging a little bit more for blood bonds. They introduced the battle pass system. All of the new legendaries that have been introduced have I don't think any of them have been less than 600 blood bonds, and most of them are 1,000. I don't have any issue with any one of these things particularly, but when we get all of them, it stops from turning into I want to buy all the stuff to support the game to feeling like I'm not taken advantage of. It's a game. I don't have to buy any of this stuff. I'm not losing anything if I don't. But
Right.
it's what I talked about the last one. Like it feels a little bit disingenuous when they're taking away some of the stuff that was previously free. And I
Right.
totally get why. I think the implementation can be a little bit better, but I think it's a step in the right direction. I think part of it is I think I prefer the battle pass to be separate from events.
I would
Um,
agree with that actually.
I would prefer to have yeah like
L- l-
shorter events and then a longer battle pass.
yeah, like you can kind of overlap like a you know monthly or even like every 2 months have a battle pass. Or hell, if you want to do like quarterly, you know what I mean? Like year, like a
Yeah,
quarter of the year battle pass, and let that overlap with events when events come out. That'd be
yeah,
cool.
and then I think I like that because then when you've got busy points in your life, you don't feel like you're missing out. Like I played a lot of Destiny 2
Yeah.
before I kind of switched to Hunt being my mainstay. The Destiny 2 had pretty long, so you have plenty of time to kind of work through stuff.
Yeah.
60 days is a nice amount of time. It just feels slightly too short, especially being paired with the stress of an event. They did add that you can, when you buy the event, the Gilded Path, you can spend an extra 1250 blood bonds and get an additional 3,000 points,
Yes, you
which
can.
sounds like a bit, but what I figure is most people who buy it are going to be spending $40 to get 7,000 blood bonds. And so basically what it is you're paying $15 for the thing, and then the free blood bonds you get from making a bigger bundle purchase are basically going to getting free points
Right.
if you so wish. Again, it's not needed, and I think you can buy the points separately. Yeah. So if you don't want to buy them with it, you can buy them for 1,500. It's just if you buy it as a bundle, you get kind of a like a little bit of a discount. So
Right. The
yeah, there's
boost
also
bundle.
the Serpent Moon Boost bundle, which is
2720.
2,720 blood bonds. It's on sale right now. It's normally 3,400. I don't know when that sale ends because it's an event. So it's weird to have a limited event inside of an event.
Right.
But
Yeah.
and that gives you the legendary mining song Trip Mines. It gives you 3,000 event points and a express contract, which oddly enough isn't the big one. It's the second to biggest one, which is the 3-day boost. I feel like it should be the 7-day boost if you're spending, $30 on it.
Right.
I feel like $30 is worth 3,000 event points, the biggest contract, and alert trip mine. I feel like you should at least get that for $30. So
Hmm.
I think that's my big takeaway. I'm fine with all the monetary stuff they've been doing. It just feels like everything being priced at the previous maximum,
Yeah.
because it used to be 1,000 was the highest blood bonds anything would cost, and it almost feels like the minimum now.
I could see that. In fact, what are the current legendary hunter that are bloodbond
Yeah, and then they also
purchases?
have the black market, which we haven't talked about a ton on the podcast, but which offers stuff.
True.
You're like, oh, but it offers stuff half off at random,
At random.
at random. So like I really want the Centennial Sniper, but I do right now I would have to buy, what is it, the Reaper's Arm knife, which I have no desire to have. I have cool knives already. I'd have to
Right.
buy it for 300 blood bonds to get the chance to get the Centennial Sniper for a discount, which is a
Well,
bit counterintuitive.
yeah, what's the point? Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fine if I wanted both of them; it'd still be a discount, but it's not quite as rad as it's made out to be. Oh yeah, you can buy
Yeah.
it. You can just buy it on the black market because that's not quite how the black market works.
Yeah. Well, that one's got the aftermath. I just realized it has the aftermath in it.
Yeah, I had to buy an instance of the aftermath to reshuffle it because if you already have it, you don't buy an unlock. You have to buy an instance of it to reshuffle it, which is, I mean, I guess I got an aftermath for half off. Then sure. So when I eventually play the aftermath, I guess I'll have an Avto. I haven't played the Avto in like a year or two.
I don't think I've ever touched the Avto, to be honest with you.
uh, I mean, I played a couple times when I like basically pick one up, but I don't
Yeah.
particularly like it. I'm not particularly good with it, and it's super expensive. So
Um, was there anything else? Oh, the leaderboard.
yeah, leaderboard. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. So okay, well, there's two leaderboards to talk about. We have Cherry's Hunters,
Yeah.
which is the leaderboard for the event. The people who get the most points will get some bonuses at the end. I don't have any complaints about this. This is cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's a neat thing. I like it.
It's
I
a nice
also
thing
didn't
to.
notice until we started this podcast that the top three options say the
Mhm.
rewards and all previous rewards. I was under the
Yes.
impression that 25% would get 100 blood bonds, 10% would get 100 blood bonds, and 1% would get 200 blood bonds. No, no, no. 1% gets 400 blood bonds, 10% gets
Yes.
200. Yeah, I didn't actually realize
Yeah. So
that.
if you get top 1%, you get something like 400, 500 blood bonds and like $10,000.
Yeah.
So
So I mean, like I don't know if that's like I don't know. To me, that's still not a ton, but I'm also used
it's
to
a
old
nice thing.
school hunt
Yeah.
where you could collect blood bonds really quickly.
Yeah.
So,
And it's fine. The
but
nice
yeah,
thing is you can kind of track where you are with it, because if you wait, no, you can't, because I don't know how many blood bonds I have. Well, how many points I've gathered. How many points have I gathered? Is there a way for me to check? Oh, here we go. So I've gathered 18,068 points. That's pretty low. So if I look at it, I would be in the top 50%. Which so I would get 1,000 blood bonds or 1,500 or 1,500 hunt dollars. If I
Yes.
can make it up to top 25, which is 4,000 points, then I would be popped up to the top 25%, and then I'd also get some blood bonds and some more money.
Yes.
I love how you guys are probably like, why are we listening to you if you're in the top, if you're in the top 75?
I'm actually
Look,
like right on the cusp of being top 10%, so which is kind of cool.
yeah, and like the big thing for me is I haven't played as much recently, but that's because my real life has been extremely busy.
Yeah, you have
But
reason for it.
I still like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I have a lot of time in this. I have some game stuff that I like to talk about, like game design background. So
Yeah.
yeah, is there anything else for the event we want to talk about?
I don't think there's anything else to talk
Yeah.
about.
Only other thing is, I know we didn't talk about the new guns a lot. I really like the new guns. I think they're really
I
neat.
do like the new guns. I need to use them more though. I keep
Yeah.
like finding things like Dragon's Breath and dual chain or not, yeah, not even chain, dual conversion dum dum combo that just like I don't know, I love it.
I've been playing a buttload of Nagant P. Nagant Precision's really good, guys.
It's a pretty good gun.
It's the Deadeye variant. I like it. It can be really tilting because damage drop off freaking sucks.
Well,
But
yeah.
yeah, it's fun. I think that I'm gonna most use the Spikes pistol when I'm playing something like base label for just ammo reserves, kind of a panic button.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna be using it as a pistol for like my shotgun. I might sometimes just for variety, but I think I prefer to have multiple shots with like an uppercut or a pax than
Right.
the extra damage from
I really
the
hope they give
spots.
love to the pack soon.
Yeah. The
See.
other time I might play it is I might play it if I don't have quartermaster, so I can play uh lots of damage single shotgun with flechette shotgun
Yeah.
without having to get quartermaster. Because previously the only thing I really had as an option was the Springfield compact, and I feel like the Spikes pistol will at least compete with that slot. So that'll be interesting for those loadouts. And then I like the Umero. I'll probably play it a little bit, especially with Dragon's Breath. My memes will be slightly more playable, but I
Yeah.
think it's good. I might look at doing because I've played it a little bit. I like it a lot. I might look at doing a FMJ Lamat with the Alamo as a. It's not quite budget at that point. It's around 220, but I think it's one that's like worth the upgrade. So
Yeah.
the only thing with the Alamo is it's about the same price as the rival. I really like the rival, so I think that's gonna be my decision. Like
Uh
which one do I want to play?
yeah. I need to look at the stats of the rival again and compare them, but I just don't
It
like having the two shots then have fun reloading.
well the rival's actually got a pretty good reload, so
Okay.
the two shots can be really good, but
It
it's the same thing for the rival versus the Spectre, but now instead of do I want to play a Spectre and pay an extra $100 or $88, I guess, it's now do I want to play a weird Spectre with longer range, which is my preference of a slightly faster shot,
right.
but a couple dollars cheaper. So I'm like, ooh, this is something that I'd be more willing to do instead of the Spectre. So yeah, it'll be fun. Hello, everybody. So I don't know when this is going in or where or what cast, but we realized there's some quick things we haven't covered, so we're doing it now. We'll fix it live.
Right now.
And yeah, and by live I mean not live.
Yeah, and
Anyway,
not days later.
no, yeah, exactly. This is the same day, not like a week and a half later. But we realized that we didn't cover two things. The first one is like a month or two ago, we covered all the special ammos and stuff. I got some complaints that we didn't cover frag arrows. So we're doing frag arrows now, right now, this moment. They're arrow ammo types. I think you get 3 of them. they're frags
They're
tied to an
they're
arrow.
frag
Yeah,
bombs on the end of an arrow.
yeah. When
The
they have a go.
I was gonna say they explode after a
Mhm.
timer and they
Mhm.
bounce. They
Yeah, they bounce.
flippin' bounce, dude.
It's funny.
It
You
is
can like hit
so
them.
much fun.
You can like shoot them through the roofs of some layers, which is like otherwise useless. The timer starts after impact. They have a lot of drop.
Yeah, the
Uh,
drop is very significant.
they're kind of expensive. They can, unlike normal frags, they can't one shot somebody from full health unless they die to bleeding. I think it does 125 damage, something like that.
I'll let you know in a
But
minute.
yeah, it's head to toe too because it's got that like damage drop off. But yeah, they're really neat. They're kind of expensive. I don't take them a lot because the price primarily. Yeah,
They
if I take them, it's because I want to try something stupid like tag them with the spikes and then kill them with the frag arrow.
right,
So
bounce around the corner and hit him with the sparks right as it blows up or something. Yeah.
yeah, something like
Trick shots and hunt.
that. You gotta
Um,
get you poison them first, and then you FM switch to
right.
FMJ,
Yeah.
and then your partner frag arrows them, and then you shoot them at the wall, all at the same time.
Uh,
360.
60. Stop it. Get some help.
The other, do you have anything else to add on frag arrows? I like them. They're expensive. I don't play them much.
Um, I was gonna look it up real quick. Oh, I don't have them unlocked because I have
Oh,
prestige.
were you looking up the damage?
I was actually,
I
yeah. The damage
I will pull up.
is well,
Nope,
for
you got it.
I can't see the frag. Yeah, I can. Um,
Should be able to see it.
so bow is 227 like by itself for damage. Although they changed the wording, it says variable damage now. That's
I guess
interesting.
it's probably because you can
Hit
the
at
blast
different
radius.
ranges. Well,
Yeah.
no, that's just for the hunting bow. It says variable
Oh,
damage. Yeah.
oh, yeah. I
But
mean that makes sense.
the variable damage for the frag arrow is 111, but I think that's if you directly hit someone with it. I don't think that counts for the
I think
explosion.
111 is that sounds right for the amount of
For
like how boom boom it
how
goes.
boom boom it goes. Well, and to be
Yeah,
fair,
how boom
because it's
boom
a
it goes.
frag arrow, it still can apply the bleeding if you get hit by the fragmentation. So
Yeah,
there's that
yeah.
to consider too.
So there's the frag arrow. I don't really have anything else to add. It's neat.
I love it personally. In fact, it is $77, but it's like if I'm not hurting for money, I will definitely take frag arrows as my secondary slot of ammo for the bow
It's
because
nice too because
it
the bow's
can
kind of
come in clutch. So
yeah, and the bow's cheap, so like it's not breaking the bank to if you're just bringing that. If you're bringing like full frag, then kind of gotten expensive. But
yeah, it's getting there a little bit. Yeah, but
yeah, yeah, I like it. The other thing we didn't talk about was the moon. The moon has arrived with the snake event.
so
Snakes love the moon. This
so
is
what
common
they
knowledge.
so what they did, yeah, common knowledge. So what they did is for the event they changed the nighttime setting to basically have a full moon and make
To not suck.
yeah, so basically nighttime you can see a little bit better. It's still pretty dark though. Granted, I keep my gamma and like screen brightness at a average setting. I don't go up or down with it. So it's very nice though. It's very pretty. It's one of those things where you when you first see it, you're like, whoa.
Yes.
I love it.
So I actually had missed that in the patch notes. So I logged in the first time. I'm like, why can I see at nighttime without literally hurting my eyes? Oh no.
And then you look up at the moon and go, oh, my eyes hurt.
And I like it. I kind of hope it's a permanent change.
I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up doing something for the regular nighttime to make it match
I
the brightness level.
yeah, I'd like it to either for them to either change nighttime to be because it's not that much brighter. It's very slight. Um,
It's enough though.
yeah, it's just enough that like I still feel like the atmosphere is there, but legitimately the only reason I didn't like nighttime was I would actually be straining my eyes.
Yeah.
And so
Oh
not
yeah.
having that as much helps the enjoyability of it a lot. If they don't change normal nighttime and add this, I'd also be okay with that. But yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I feel like I'm sneaking better
Yep.
with nighttime.
I think that's all we had to record. So
Yeah, that's basically it.
yeah, back to your
Regularly,
your
regularly.
regularly scheduled podcast.
Okay, here we go. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go play now.
Yeah. Do you
Just
wanna
talking
hop
about.
into a match? So yeah, we always
Yeah.
play a. So for those of you in listening in podcast land, we always play a match afterwards. So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I will say we'll probably touch on the event again towards
Towards
the
the
end of
end.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably will not be a full podcast discussion, but it'll be either an intro into something else or like a half and half podcast.
Yeah.
But I feel like once we've had a chance to play it a lot more, and just as importantly, keep a thumb on the community pulse and how everybody feels about it, I feel will be valuable enough to revisit.
Yes. Um.
Yeah, I think that kind of wraps it up.
Was there anything else you wanted to mention or go over? Or
No, all the other stuff's kind of been mentioned in previous ones. Where to find us,
yeah,
all that
basically,
good stuff.
look at the description. You'll find us. I
Yeah,
promise.
it's still coming. It's getting there.
Oh yeah,
Life
the
is.
art. I actually meant to ask you
Yeah.
about that at the beginning. So good.
Yep. It's coming along. I've been talking to the artist, and there was some life hangups there,
Gotcha.
and but I've been shown a extremely rough layout and stuff. So it's getting there. There's a lot of stuff going on in it, and I drew up a sketch and handed the artist, and we included a lot of things in it.
Yeah, we did.
And so the artist is trying to include all of them, and I'm like, it's okay to drop them. So trying to figure out what to keep and what to drop to make
Right.
the final composition nice.
Yeah.
We're getting there. I don't know if it'll be ready for the next one, but hopefully
When
soon.
it'll be ready when it's ready.
Yeah, I really hope it's ready for the 10th one, so then we can like show it off.
Show it
But
off. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I knowing life things, I don't think that's a possibility. So,
Gotcha.
all
No
right, Drake, you
worries.
want to take us out?
Thank you so much for watching and listening to Hunt Lowdown. Don't forget to bring your drugs in the bayou. Yeah, antidote shots, stem shots, all that.
The new legendary one.
The new legendary. What was it called? Hold on.
Uh,
Longest outro ever.
Snake
Hold on.
Oil Ward.
Yeah, don't
Guys,
forget to
take your
bring
Snake
your.
Oil Ward drugs in the
Don't
bayou.
forget to bring your snake oil. Used car
All right,
dealer.
have a good one.
Bye, everybody.
We just bye.
Just bye.
I think when you're
Two
looking
seconds.
at
I
it,
got AFK.
oh, yep. I think when you're looking at it, chat. Actually, I'm just gonna shut up for a second, and he'll cut this out. If he doesn't edit this out, hello everybody. I hope you're doing great. I hope life's treating you well. I hope you're getting those fun event exclusives, killing those enemy hunters.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, you're good. I just talked to people in case you don't edit that out.
Fair enough.